Obiabo now? What's going on? Who is owing who? Sometimes you hear these big people and their big companies and the big amounts they collect from a bank that is capable of shaking a bank literally. And then you go for your very tiny, almost negligible loan, and then they ask for collector, they ask for your kidney and everything. They don't ask for your kidney, but that's how it feels like when the demands are made. Or then you hear that the officer in charge is running away from people who are coming for loan. I went to the bank one time, I had a complaint, and somebody was helping me talk to someone because honestly they had a mad crowd and I needed to leave. And the person I hope she's not coming for loan. I'm like, I see. So you guys hide from small fries who are coming for loans, eh? But then if you hear that an Obiabuna is coming for loan, you are ready to welcome him, coffee in hand. All right now, face the consequences of big loans. But he's saying I'm not owing banks. We'll touch on that at 4 o'clock hour. And in our Patriots Corner 5 o'clock today, we would get very patriotic as we look at the issue of patriotism in the Nigerian context and how you can look at it from a nationalist perspective in terms of being patriotic and holding your leaders accountable. That's for 5 o'clock. And if you are tempted to want to complain about all the issues and not look at solution-based conversation, don't call during that show. Just listen. It's strictly for Patriot. That's why we renamed it for Moving Forward to Patriot Corner, to have that kind of conversation. All right, my guest is seated and ready to go. I have Mr. Bode Gbadebo. He's a journalist with the Leadership newspaper, and he will be... Okay, Gbenga, I don't understand why my screen went blank with my guest, but if you're anywhere close by, please make sure it unblanks itself, all right? And I need to see my guest while I'm having this conversation with him. For some reason, it went off. I know Gbenga is listening. Do something about it, man. Okay, so Bode Gbadebo will be my guest on this segment of the show. Sorry about that, as we look at some of these interesting stories lined up for today. Mr. Bode, are you with me? Good afternoon. Hello? Am I speaking to myself? I fear the worst. The call dropped or the connection was interrupted at some point. Let's see if we can reestablish that connection and have a quick chat with Mr. Bode. All right, I think he's back on. Can you hear me, Bode?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, you're crystal clear from my end also. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. Welcome to the show. You look well rested.
A practicing journalist does not observe holiday. So there was never an holiday. There's been work.
Indeed.
Happy New Year, Kim.
I wish you say, my brother, you're welcome. Well, the year is starting a little interesting for Obasa, the former Lagos Speaker. It seemed like we could use former because the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, has been removed from office after he was impeached for gross misconduct and abuse of office by fellow lawmakers. The lawmakers also appointed the Deputy Speaker, Mojisola Miranda, as the new Speaker of the Assembly. Mr. Obasa has represented Agege Constituency 1 in the Assembly since 2007 and has been the Speaker since 2015. His removal as the Speaker is believed to have the backing of the State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who's been having a silent battle with Obasa. I didn't know about that. As of the time of the report, it was observed that dozens of police officers were deployed to the Assembly premises to prevent the breakdown of law and order. But you seem to know a lot going on. Fill us in. What is this silent battle? What do you think is responsible for this action by the lawmaker? Is this a surprise for you? Because it is for me.
No, it's not surprising, Akim. I think since last year, there have been stories about Obasa, being in the eye of the storm. I think the events on the floor of the Assembly today was just a combination of what people have been saying about him since 2024. And you can also separate the event of today with the race to the government house in Marina in 2027. There have been stories about Obasa also nursing ambition to become the next Lagos State governor. But be what it may, I think politically his cup was full, and it has to be a judgment day today for him. And history was made after his impeachment. Honorable Mojisola Miranda was elected and sworn in afterward as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. History in the sense that she became the first female to host such position in Lagos State. So it's politics. It's politics of 2027. We are just witnessing the beginning now. But nothing surprising about it. There have been talk about him, he has been in the black book of some powerful people in Lagos.
Talking about course, black book,
there must be reason.
I know when he tried to put forward a legislation in the height of the heat after the election, where he was perceived as being it was perceived to be an ethnic bigot at that point in time, because he said he was even going to legislate about ownership of property in Lagos. And at that time, could it be like he stepped on very big toes from that point on?
Well, I wouldn't know the exact issue, but there are, a gamut of issues around him. And like I said, today was just a culmination about all those things about him. He has been in the black book of some persons, and today, the all-powerful Mudashiru Obasa, who had been calling shots at the Lagos House of Assembly for over 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I think the call was full today, and he was actually impeached. And that decision couldn't have taken place without the imprimatur of the people who owns Lagos, starting from President Bola Tinubu in Abuja and the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Indeed, because when you talk about gross misconduct, it sounds very vague. That label can be thrown anywhere. It was not very specific.
Of course, when they want to get you, there must be a reason, like I said. And gross misconduct, like you said, is very vague. What did he do? Nobody is ready to tell us for now. And I am not aware he's under any investigation.
Not
but
at
the
all.
House might have actually carried out an in-house investigation. They said, financial misappropriation of funds and the rest of them. But let's see, will he face charges before the court of law after his impeachment or no? Or the impeachment is the ultimate? And, the show continues. The show continues.
Indeed, if the impeachment is the ultimate and no penalty after that, I think it's a license for others to come and grossly mismanage the affairs of the state and know that all they need to do is retire with whatever it is they got off of it. That's not a way to deal with corruption in Nigeria, sadly. Now, but you did touch on the fact that...
But the bottom line, like I said, is the beginning of the race to the 2027 in Lagos State, on who becomes the next governor of Lagos State.
Oh boy, things are getting interesting already. So, what does this even mean for the first female speaker? How would it really impact legislative governance? Would her gender come to play, or is it going to be business as usual, man or woman?
Kim, come again, please. Come again.
No, I was talking about now the deputy who has become the first female speaker for Lagos State. It's
exactly.
big. It's a big deal for a state like Lagos State. But then, how would her being a woman impact on governance, legislative governance, that is?
Well, it may be a big deal to some, while in some quarters it may not be a big deal. And I will tell you why. Before now, there have been female deputy governors in Lagos. You don't forget.
Yeah, true.
There are at least about 3 or 4 female deputy governors in Lagos.
I think Lagos has had the highest of female deputies.
From the advent of this Fourth Republic, I remember there was Mama Bokno Akerele, there was Sarah Sosho, there was Adejoke Orelope Adefulire, and there was another woman, I think, So in some quarters, like I said, it may not be a big deal because before a female speaker was elected, there had been female deputy governors. But then, as that was in the executive realm, as far as the legislative realm is concerned, this is the first time a woman in Lagos State. Lagos is not just a state. Lagos is a small Nigeria. So this is the first time a woman is actually becoming the first woman to head the legislative arm in Lagos State. So it's historic.
And it's interesting. It's one thing for you to be a female deputy governor of a Lagos State where you have your principal there. It's another thing for you to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives in a state that is known to be one of those very prominent, very powerful states where the legislation that are made on state level is usually very profound and impactful. It's a different ball game altogether.
Exactly. So that's why it's a big deal. Exactly. It's a big deal for her and very, very historic.
All right. We wish her the very best, though. I hope she's not removed unceremoniously at the end of the day. All right, if you're just joining us, it's looking at the big three, the stories driving conversation. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja on Facebook, at Nigeria Info Abuja on YouTube. Bode Gbadebo is my guest analyst as we look at the story. Bode, this is another heartbreaking report. The Nigerian Air Force has admitted to, well, they haven't admitted technically. However, they say they're going to investigate into report. I mean, if I count the number of times I've heard the Air Force say we would investigate, we would look into, starting with first denial, then looking into it. I don't know how much I will have in my plate at the moment. It definitely will be significant because it's one too many at this point in time. And I said that the last two times it happened. The Air Force will commence an investigation into report that some 16 civilians and vigilantes were accidentally bombed during military airstrike in Zamfara State last weekend. The missiles were launched in Tunga, Kara, Kurmi, LGO of the state. The vigilantes were mistaken for bandits. Shortly after the bandit had fled the scene, Zagazola Makama, a counterinsurgency publication focused on the Lake Chad region, quoted an intelligence source as saying, on Sunday, Olushola Akimboyewa, NAF Director of Public Relations and Information, told the cable that there was no credible report of civilian casualty during the operation and that the airstrike were based on reliable intelligence. However, Zamfara State government countered the Nigerian Air Force, saying there were indeed civilian casualties as Operation Fanzan Yaman conducted the airstrike in troubled Maradun and Zurumi local government areas. And hours later, Akimboyewa expressed deep concern over allegation that the operation may have resulted in unintended death of local vigilante. Does this script sound familiar? Because we had that with Sokoto State when it happened, and they said no such thing happened, and later they said it did happen, and we're going to investigate it. And it just feels like it happened in Kaduna State, didn't it? What exactly are some of the issues responsible for this sort of negligence? One person, two people, 10, 16, it doesn't matter. Most important thing is that innocent people are caught in the crosshairs of these and killed by friendly fire. And I'm thinking, at this point in time, we should go past the whole investigate to doing something a bit more decisive, or what do you think?
Well, I don't think it was negligence on the part of the armed forces. The only thing baffling is the fact that I don't know why it's difficult for the armed forces to always want to own up to an error. I don't know why. The institution is people with humans. It's human. So human judgment is prone to error. Human error is not something unthinkable. It's bound to happen at any point in time. What we are always, running away from is reputation. And now that it keeps happening, I don't think it's a negligence on their part. But the baffling thing is that they find it difficult to own up to an error. The anti-terror war in the Northwest or the Northeast, it's a kind of a complex thing in the sense that the enemies are living with the people. They are interwoven. So separating them is a difficult thing. Yes, I heard the Chief of Defense Staff earlier this morning on the national TV saying, well, most of these stories at times we are being sponsored to discredit the armed forces and to discourage the armed forces whenever it's on the verge of recording a success in the ongoing anti-terror war. I don't believe that. Human being is very, very precious. If you have made a mistake, accept you have made a mistake, apologize, move on, and work on yourself on how to prevent a reoccurrence. I think that's the right thing to do instead of back and forth. You say it didn't happen, then there are evidence that's happened, then you now say, oh, we'll do investigation. After investigation, will you bring back to life those people that were killed? No. The Zamfara State government said people killed, about 16 of them were actually vigilantes who were mistaken for bandits fleeing the scene of attack, and they targeted them. So it's possible because these people are within the right, are within the innocent Nigerians. We are living together. They are living together. Separating them is difficult. And the equipment is not human. It cannot separate between the enemy and the innocent Nigerians. The only thing it listens to is the prompts, the commands you are giving. So when you say you are working with precision, how precise is your precision before launching an attack? So I think what is just, the deed has been done. What is important is for the armed forces to work on itself to make sure that these collateral damages are reduced to the barest minimum, if possible, completely zero. Because human life are very, very
indeed, because
precious.
you would
the
also...
back and forth and disagreement about figures or whether it's happened or not is unnecessary because the evidence is very, very clear.
It's also something to look at because you start to wonder how this affects the trust of the people in different communities. When the Air Force is here and then one part you're afraid, I hope they don't misfire at this point, and you're excited at the same time. It's a mixed emotion, given the fact that yes, with the military, we're seeing some success. They are indeed neutralizing terrorists. They have made a lot of these places very uncomfortable for the terrorists, even though sadly from the northeastern flank of it, Boko Haram seem to be rearing its head at this point in time. But we would give it to the military of recording significant success with their recent onslaught. But then, it takes away from it when you hear that innocent people are removed also in the bid to doing this. And we can't just lump it and just leave it at collateral damage would happen if you have a warfare of this nature at this point in time. Because that's what some people are saying. It's inevitable.
Exactly, it's inevitable. So what is important is to work on the system to make sure it is reduced to the barest minimum, or it does not happen at all. But the way they are doing actually speaks about lack of accountability on the part of armed forces. They don't want to be seen as people who make mistakes, but they are human.
All right.
The institution of the armed forces is people by human, so they are bound to make mistakes.
This regulation
but we need to go on a break.
SRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to activities of illegal
Hello, my name is Kimberly. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
Conversation with Bode Gbadebo, who is helping us look at some of the stories. He joins us virtually, so go check it out on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja on both socials, and join the conversation. Leave your comment, leave your thought on the YouTube or Facebook page. Mansur Omar, I see you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And on Facebook, yes, I see quite a number of people joined also. I will get to your comments in a bit. We've looked at two stories so far. Starting off with Obasa's removal, which must have come as a surprise to him, or maybe not so much of a surprise to him, to the friendly fire that once again has taken out some civilians, this time in Zamfara State. One too many, some would say. Others are saying it's inevitable. It's collateral damage, but we can't just be casualize human life in that sense. We need to find and hold authorities responsible to see how they can minimize the damage and not ruin the great and amazing work they're doing in ensuring that our borders and our countries and our homes are safe, because indeed they're doing so well at this point in time. Mr. Bode, just want to be sure that you're back online, or you didn't leave anyway. We are the one who went on the break. Did you wrap up your thoughts on that particular story before the break, sir? Hello, buddy. Oh dear. Okay, I think I don't know if our guest is still there. but we'll just get some of your response and see how we can connect back with our guests. If you want to touch on the stories, we have one more to go through. If you want to touch on the stories, feel free to call us up on 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974869, or just call via WhatsApp on 0809 9930 You can leave your comment on our WhatsApp page also at 0809 9930 It's WhatsApp. Let's hear this caller. Hello.
I'm just running from there. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Mr. Simon Sunday. Please, I've been calling Nigeria Info. There's an emergency on the road. As Zone 4, the vehicle just killed somebody, and those guys, they are trying to burn every vehicle there. Please, I've tried to reach road safety, no way. The police, no way.
All right. So where precisely in Zone 4?
If you are coming from the central mosque before the Zone 4 bridge, that you want to divert to Ocean 2. Yes, that place, that's where they hit the guy. The guy is dead.
Oh, dear. Well, you can't confirm dead except the doctor confirms that, but it's a bad situation there. And we're calling on the Nigerian police to swing into action. The federal road safety, you are absolutely needed around the Zone 4 axis at this point to help address the situation. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Let's hear this caller. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Yes, you're welcome.
Happy New Year. How you doing?
I'm fine and well. How you doing?
I'm fine. Wish you all the greatness in this year 2025.
Wish you same, my brother.
This is Yomi Gariki.
Okay, Yomi, go ahead.
Yeah, so to add to what Mr. Bode said about Obasa, the Speaker of Lagos State, there is more to it than what people understand. It's all about 2027 from what he said, but it's more about the structure of the state. He's having a loggerhead with the sitting governor over the structure of the state. You understand? Starting from the local government election coming up this year, around March, in Lagos. So he has been having issue with the state governor because he has the ambition to become the next governor of Lagos State. You understand? So he has been stepping on toes right from early last year, on serious toes from early last year. So for me, I'm not even surprised. In fact, as at yesterday evening, I got the whole information of what they are planning to do today in the House of Assembly. That's my state. I'm from there. So I know a lot about what is going on there. Yeah, me, I be a Wari man by tribe, so it's my state. So I'm not surprised at all. You don't step on, you cannot be telling the sitting governor in an open place that, there's some statement he used to make toward that man. It's wrong. That's why I respect that office.
All right. You
understand?
Thank you very much for talking about the need to respect the office. Let's see another caller. I think we have Mr. Bode back online. So after this caller, we'll return to him. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, the Oracle.
Good afternoon to you.
I greet you and I greet the first caller. My name is Salasi.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to talk about the tragedy that happened in the Zamfara. I think, was it this year that it happened in Sokoto?
No, last year, towards the end of last year.
I remember last year we talk of Tudumburi, Kaduna. We talk of so many. I say, and I always say this human error shouldn't be occurring always. What kind of thing is that? It's innocent people losing their life. Yes, we know that these bandits sometimes they use humor as a shield in order to get, to hide. This is the guerrilla war that we are talking because they hit and run. So I think whenever action needs to be taken, they should be sure of where they are attacking, where they are bombing. And it's like I heard of another fire again in Zamfara. Hello?
Yeah. I don't have that update just yet.
About fire outbreak somewhere.
I don't have that update.
Okay. So these are the things in the aspect of that security. Honestly, they should take that shouldn't be recorded. But the speaker, so these are the things. So you are there and certain governors are powerful. Most especially the State House of Assembly, they are within the power. Government have power over them. Then decide what to do with the speakers. So that's to the tune of the governor. By the time you say you away from the governor, you are nothing will leave his seat. So these are the things. And now he has gone, and I don't think he will get back to that place again.
All right.
Politics playing out. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But you also want to look at a place of separation of power if, the executive is so powerful, that the legislature doesn't have a say. But then you look at behind the scene, behind the curtains, the politics of the matter. If one is getting too big for his britches, they will find a way to contain. Politicians know how to do this. Bode, I just want to be clear that you can hear us. Hello?
Of course, Kim, I can hear you.
All right, let's look at the third story. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has invited Subomi and Wahab, sons of billionaire industrialist Razak Okoya, for interrogation over alleged abuse of the naira. The invite was issued despite a public apology from one of the boys who expressed remorse for his action and asked Nigerians for forgiveness. The brothers were directed to appear at the EFCC Lagos office this morning. This follows the viral video showing the duo spraying money, naira note, while a police officer held wads of the cash. In the invitation signed by Michael Wetkas, Acting Director of Lagos Directorate EFCC, said it was part of his commitment to enforcing Section 21, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2027, which prohibits the abuse of national currency. The video has also drawn the attention of the Nigerian police force, which identified and detained the officer seen in the clip. The force spokesperson, Muyi Adejobi, confirmed that the officer's actions were unethical and that he would face disciplinary measures as part of the officer's efforts to uphold professionalism and integrity. And I know there was a lot of outcry on social media when the police put out their statement to say the officer in that video, who was seen holding money while civilians were spraying money, apparently was just unprofessional and it was going to be dealt with. They were talking about suspension and all whatnot. And Nigerians were wondering why the police officer, when the boys are there, but it's not the police job, right? The EFCC, it was their mandate, and they have taken it up to inviting the young men involved. A lot of people are like, oh, maybe because they are influential, maybe because they are rich, maybe their father is too big, maybe he met with the president, how dare you invite their son? But this clears it, this invite. Or is this just another charade at this point in time? What's your opinion on this, Bode?
Yeah, I think I'll go for the last word you used, charade. EFCC is just playing to the gallery, and I don't know why. For an institution as very, very big as EFCC to be controlled by whims and caprices of social media moral police, it's unnecessary. People have to bring up the matter on social media for you to act. Tell me, you don't know what you are doing. You don't know what you are doing. I saw the video myself. I saw the two young boys, dancing. I think one of them sang the music, Credit Alert, and they were dancing to that music, spraying themselves. So, even though, yes, we have a law that says we shouldn't abuse the naira by spraying naira notes, but then, if you are on social media constantly, I see these things every day, and I don't get to know whether anybody is invited for questioning or not.
Now the question is...
The stars in Lagos.
I see them myself, and I often wonder. There was a wedding, high-profile individual, and a lot of money was sprayed.
Every day, burial, every day is there. So until when people now begin to now target some people on social media, that's when authorities will now say they are working. No, to that selective kind of work. You don't work according to whims and caprices of social media moral police. You work according to the dictates of the law.
Is it that has the EFCC chewed more than it can swallow when it comes to this? Because you said with Bobrisky, you went to Cubana, and now you can't keep tab because people are still spraying money. Is it a lack of awareness, or the EFCC is well over its head at this point in time? How many people would you chase to send that lesson, that deterrence that you were hoping would get?
Let's continue to sensitize people not to abuse the naira, because naira is one of the national symbols we have. So continue to sensitize people. But you can't go after everyone. Nigerians themselves need to be more patriotic and try, not to abuse the naira. But the high and the mighty in Nigeria are above the law. So even this one that people instigated on social media, that IFC should go after them, I can bet you, those boys, nothing will happen to them. Nothing. The Okoya boys, I can bet you nothing will happen to them.
Well, if they are smart enough to plead not guilty, like the other man, they could settle out of court or end up sleeping in off-campus prison like Bobrisky.
Okay, then forfeit some money, Abby. The they will forfeit that amount of money, they all pay fines. Yeah, you are right. But nothing beyond that, nothing, and you know they are capable. Nothing will happen. You know, this is Nigeria. As much as we are trying to make sure things are working, I can tell you what is getting bad every day is more in proportion than what we are trying to fix.
Sadly.
The law is always selectively being applied, and that does not make a society, developed. We can't grow like that.
Indeed.
We can't grow.
Well, let's get more feedback from our listener. I hope you can hear them. 0700 951 0000. Hello.
Yeah, Madam Kim, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Happy New Week.
I wish you same, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Ujo, the next president.
Go ahead, Ujo.
And I want to appreciate our guest over there. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
Let me start from the last issue with EFCC. For me, I think the EFCC, they are trying their best. If other chairmen have been dealing with the issue of currency abuse before now, I think the abuse could have reduced. So whether the selection is selective or not, the main purpose we want to achieve is for some people to be used as a deterrent or others to learn lessons. Whether it's the public user that is bringing attention to it, all well and good. What we want EFCC to do is to continue to punish as much as is possible for them. And for me, this EFCC, they are trying, especially this current chairman. There's a lot of achievement you can ascribe to him. You can see what happened last week, that some EFCC officers were dismissed, some still facing investigation. I think he's trying, but we should not expect them to be 100% okay. But with the level they are going, they are doing well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. He says they're doing well indeed. Hello.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
I greet the next president. I pray this next will really be next so that we can breathe under your administration. Kim, you see the impeachment of the Abbas, for me, is expected because he is the most strong aspirer of that position. And this also awakening my mind of what I thought of when Bode was removed from seat as a governor. It was already a calculative game that in 2027, someone will take over. So how is it going to be? Let's make it like this. 1 + 1 will be 2, and it ends up in the answer. Sheyi is the strong contender. I'm very sure he is the one that even the governor is backing on, which is bringing the disagreement between the strong contenders, which is the strong aspirer, which is the speaker, and the governor. So the game is now open, and I'm very sure the speaker has now given way so that every game can go as easy as possible. I rest my case, Mike. I don't want to talk about EFCC. There is no need. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much. Well, let's get to hear from this caller. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Asibo, calling from Buhari.
Go ahead, Asibo.
Yes, my question to EFCC. Is it the corruption and the money laundering they have to fight?
Because recording stopped.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Because we see there are many people that who are supposed to be behind the bars, who have committed our surgery. They are not after them. Just people spraying naira.
Well, but that means you don't consider spraying of naira as mutilation and abuse of a national symbol, do you? Because it's actually a big deal if people manhandle our currency that way.
And if they want to do that, go to villages where they are doing some marriage ceremony. They are doing it. They can't do this. Not because they see that.
Why do you want people to go to the village when there are plenty of people doing it in urban cities and the big cities? You think villagers will send the lesson better than the big fish we're catching here?
It's because they know they can get money for those big fish. When we have people that are there, be behind the ban. Like the governor of the Kogi State is supposed to be behind the ban now if they are doing their job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, the case is still pretty much on. Let's hear this caller and take a quick concluding thought from Mr. Bode. Hello.
Kimberly, how are you?
Fine and well.
Mr. Bode. Abakar calling from Gwagwalada. Is Naira only the national symbol? What about human being? Human resources? The human resources is deteriorating in Nigeria. Nobody try to upgrade human resources. People are being wasted, being killed uselessly. When you are too much of friendly fire, where is the military professionalism? Why should the people, the ordinary downtrodden, to be always target of friendly fire? Why? The last time I asked, why was Azorok was not bombed in error? So this is too much. The bandits and terrorists will kill the ordinary Nigerians. Then the friendly fire will come and eliminate people carelessly. This is unfortunate. What a country. This kind of country.
But sir, you understand that the threat is not around Asurok. So how would the missile or the bombs get there? It's been established even from what our guest said that these people are using civilians. Oh, rhetorical. All right, go ahead.
Yes. And again, we are talking of Okoya children in Lagos. Just like your guest, nothing will happen. Okoya, they are a symbol of wealth and opulence. Everybody knows them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear if our guest is still on. Mr. Bode? Okay, let's take this call while we try and reestablish that connection. Okay, he's still there. Bode, I wanted to get concluding thought before we time out from you. Hello? Oh dear. Okay, go ahead, Bode. Hello? Okay, I don't think our guest sadly cannot hear me. Let's see. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Just from Victor Lagi.
Go ahead, sir.
You see, the abuse of Naira will continue, whether we like it, especially by these big men and some of the and especially in the rural area. So what we Nigerians need to do, we have to cooperate with EFCC, assist them. Because according to them, they say, when you see something, you say something.
Indeed.
So when you see it, whether it is phone or other means, maybe through traditional means, then you can send your news or the picture to them. You have to help them. In fact, EFCC cannot be everywhere. It cannot be everywhere. So we Nigerians, we have to cooperate with them. And use some of these people, especially these big men and themselves, who believe they're above the law. Let us use one of them or consider one or two of them as a sample. Send them to jail. Okay. Then, as for the unfortunate killing in Safari, whether we like it or not, this thing will continue to happen because we are fighting a guerrilla war. You see, it's not easy to fight guerrilla. This is not a conventional war. You see, these people, when they hit, they run and hide among the civilians. So they don't care whatever the numbers that go down with them. These people are blood idiots. But I will continue to advise the military at least to try to limit the collateral damages because these people, they don't care. They don't care. Then as for what happened in Lagos State, you see, the political heavyweights, they have taught that speaker a big lesson because he is in the lightweight category. And he want to compete with the political heavyweight in Lagos. So,
he crossed the line, Abi. He crossed the line.
Hello?
He crossed the line, politically speaking.
Yes, he crossed the line. And I've politically boxed into a corner. And I'm showing that, yes.
Lesson learned the hard way for Bassa, I guess. Okay, let's look at this caller quickly and then we return to our guest. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Lukman. I'm calling from Zamani.
Talk to us, Lukman.
Yes, I want to make an opinion that the removal of Midashiro Basa must have been impossible without the endorsement of Tinubu. I'm very sure of that. Because if it's in good book of Tinubu, If you reach out to him, you can easily talk to them. 90% of the housemen in Lagos State are installed. They got there by virtue of endorsement of Tinubu. And they all boils down to what is coming in 2027, just as your guest said it. So we are not surprised. So he should not cry. He was installed and he has been removed too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been removed. And this will be the last call I'll take because I need to run through messages also. Hello. Welcome.
Yes.
Go ahead, my brother. Welcome to the show.
My sister, this is Engineer Ola.
Talk to us.
You know, Oracle, when one of our caller, whether Salasi also, was talking about the mistake in bombing Aso Rock, he said rhetoric, right? You see, one thing I wanted to say, Sister Kim, have you ever seen our security forces mistakenly, by mistake, gone down one of our elites, maybe politician or so, just by mistake, even when they are doing political campaign or so, and just by mistake, they gone one of them down. See, let me tell you something, my sister. Anytime all these people make mistake, you see one thing that pains me most is that anytime they make mistake, they will still try to blame the people for their mistake. You know, that's like one thing one of our people say. He say, when they give you wife, if maybe I don't know how to put this proverb. Like somebody is at fault of something, he will be looking for somebody to blame for that thing. Just like when we were growing up, when maybe one of our brothers is doing something, they'll say, "Oh, you are the one that is teaching that. You are the one that is teaching him bad thing." That person will not automatically do bad thing on his own. You will be the one teaching that person. Sister Kim, what happened if? See, must we tell these people what to do? What happens if you have security forces disguise himself like a villager inside that village, infiltrate that place and end these bandits? I don't know doing training. Must they be doing bombing? Are they fighting war? They are not fighting war. They are fighting internal security. My sister Kim, internal security is more strategically. You don't be going bombing people, killing civilians, and they mix themselves with the civilians. So civilians now will alive peacefully again because of bandits or terrorists tomorrow you will say, oh, they are repented, you free them. You see, it's not funny. Everything we blame the citizen. There is no one at least don't make any mistake. The citizen always make mistake.
Recording.
Thank you, my sister.
All right, thank you very much. Hello. Go ahead, sir.
I greet you. I think not just from Niger State. I greet all the callers are listening. And I walk out, I greet you. And as a king, I think this bombing of the scholars bloody civilian, this almost 3 times now. Do we call it a mistake? Last 2 years, when they are celebrating Moluda, they also bomb masses. You understand? Do you call it mistake? I think from last year, you could have trained people. You understand? That to separate masses from the bad ones. Even for the community, you deploy people. You understand? You give them job from the community. That will be giving you information that this man is a bad man. As long as we know that you are fighting internal security, someone call and say it's a guerrilla war. Yes, and there's also a tactic to fight guerrilla war. You continue doing one thing. Never can say, I can't manage water. I want to want to manage a bouquet. If an elderly man see and no say something, he kill an elderly man. And if they tell you no here, he kill a child. So we should separate the both these things. This is government.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's look at some comments while we hope that our guest joins back and we'll get his concluding thoughts on the stories and your contribution. Here, I think what happened was clipping of his wing, not impeachment as far as I'm concerned. Politics is so deadly in third world countries like Nigeria. And at what time did they discover his gross misconduct? I think it's all about 2027. As Uncle Bode said, Lagos election 2027 go too sweet and very interesting. God save Nigeria, says Papa Shinamite from Gita Mangoro in Orozo. Geronimo says from this in global best practice, especially with the U.S. military, for example, they train and deploy unit called JTAC, the Joint Terminal Attack Control Operators, and also use of laser-guided air to ground missile. These specially trained operators act as the detailed eyes of the pilot on the ground to guide the pilot into accuracy and confirmation before airstrike. With this collateral damage, it's reduced to the least and accuracy is increased. I think the Air Force should look into such asset, he said. And good afternoon. I totally agree with the military, with the guest that the military, some people are in the habit to label the military each time something of this nature happens, although I want to urge the military to do their due diligence before the strike because it's the human life we're talking about. And also to the locals, they need to expose members of this group in their midst to avoid mistakes, says Uludade. Okay, we seem to be having a challenge connecting with our guest. Let's call him and just get quick concluding thought from him here. Online, Mr. Bode, if you're listening, we just want to get your final take. I don't know what the problem is with the link from the end, but would love to just hear your take quickly and wrap it up. Sorry about that. I thought it was connecting from your end, but just give us your quick conclusion here, sir.
Yeah, so a lot of listeners are saying, more about the stories of the day, starting from the impeachment of the former Lagos Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, the alleged Naira agreed by the Okoya boys, and the accidental airstrike in Zamfara State. So, people have said a lot. I was listening, and nothing much to add, except, like I said earlier, we need to be more patriotic. So that some of the issues we even get every day don't arise at all. People need to be educated properly about preserving national symbols like the currency and other coat of arms and the rest of them. A lot of people don't understand how important are these things. Then for some people, they need enlightenment. They don't even subscribe to the idea of honoring them or preserving them. They don't see them as anything. They just see them as inanimate things that should not be, respected, which is not true or which is not correct for any patriotic Nigeria. So for me, let me end on the notes of the EFCC that instead of playing to the gallery and being dictated to by social media moral police, EFCC should up game by working according to the dictates of the law at all times. At all times. They don't need to be prompted by some noise on the social media. Thank you very much for the invite, Kim.
Thank you very much. I wish you say, my brother, always a delight to have you on the round table. Thank you very much.
My pleasure too. My pleasure too.
All right, let's get a few more comments in. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, Kim, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Ola Domitable. I'm calling from Central presently.
Go ahead, Ola.
Now, this rhetoric about crossing line. Please, the only line that can be crossed is the line of God Almighty. In as much as you're not imposing on the right of the people, this rhetoric about to cross somebody's line is just, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's been taken too far. Who says that? Look, somebody has to be the one that anointed governors in Lagos State. Who gave him that right that he has to be the one? Okay, if your own person does not become governor, no other person can become governor. Who gives him that right? Well, they've done that. It's only maybe the man has crossed the line of just him on his stand. If he has not crossed the line of God Almighty, I say good luck to him. Do you understand? And then secondly, I heard someone say the other time that because it's a guerrilla war, it's continuing to happen. God, please let's have conscience in this country now. Now, Kim, Abubakar asked this rhetorical question that can anybody make a mistake of bombing Aso Rock? And let me put it this way, Kim, if it is found out that look, there's some criminal elements in Aso Rock, or some people are hiding in Aso Rock and dastardly acts, will the military or whatever go to the place and bomb them simply because they want to finish out those people? Please, let's have human feeling in Nigeria now. They killed Nigerians recklessly in the name of fighting the terrorists, and some people are telling us that it's going to happen. Please, let's have some questions. Let me just leave it that way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ola, for that. Looking at more of your comments, Comrade SP says, one mistaken bombing, too many. Those carrying out the bombing are supposed to view the target with the help of sophisticated devices to ascertain the reality of the target. One undisputed fact here is the displayed incompetence is not being punished. Whatever it said as usual, it shall be investigated. That's the end, he said, sadly. The Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly has the right to run for governor. Nothing should stop him from running. Our politicians should be tolerant and allow whoever wants to run. God bless Nigeria. Ode Tony from Gwarimpa. Yeah, Obasa, your cup done full. You're one of the longest serving Speaker of Nigeria's largest assembly, State Assembly. You want to be governor in 2027? You now disobey Sanwo-Olu. Bros, your own don't be. Goodbye, the Emperor. See you on the street of Agege, Malam Edem May, Cameroon. I don't know if you'll be seeing him on the street, though. He's made, maybe not for life, but for a while. All right, let's see here. I think that's all I can take. No room for extra comment. Thank you very much to our guest, Bode Gbadebo, for finding time to be with us on the show. And thanks to you for listening, most importantly, for contributing. I appreciate all your takes, your perspective, and your query to the happenings in Nigeria. We'll do this again tomorrow, same time, 3 to 4 p.m. But don't touch your dial. There's still a whole lot more to talk about. So please, please, please stick around.
This is Hard Facts. Hard Facts.
On 95.1.
This is Nigeria Info.